Good morning, Mike the MC, bringing you the self-care video. Today I'm going to talk about narcissists again from Drew Keys' book, If Narcissism Can Be Cured, but then linking that also with toxic environments and how to take care of your children and people at your workplace who work underneath the narcissist as well. If you hear that buzzing in the background, that's the fireplace I'm going to film in the edition this today, just because of other things happening in the house. But then also that's actually my library in the back too. So if you're wondering, I always do a lot of reading and studying, so that's where I get a lot of these topics from. But I hope this topic will be interesting for you. So let's get this started. So from Drew Keys' book, A Narcissist Exposed, she brings up the question, is narcissism a cure that can be accomplished if the narcissist goes in for therapy? And many clinicians, as she highlights, that I highlight, is that most likely not, just because narcissists flatly refuse to accept or make an honest effort for self-improvement the way most people will. And just, she recommends here, it's better to let go of the narcissist sooner rather than later. And that could be applied in many situations, considering, okay, the family. I'm a huge advocate for taking care of kids and the family, but also why not considering taking care of yourself and the people around you in your workplace? If you have a toxic boss, have you considered how everything rubs off and goes down not just to you but other people in the wrong way? And so, like, for example, at the workplace, I remember this one engineer just handing out the duties to different people, but in a way that was very, how do I say this, not so well done with every people's work schedules. And yeah, I get that work schedules are always busy, come into play, and we all have to work at our jobs, whether they're good or bad. And so, but as far as the bad is concerned, if you feel like your work schedule's now being complicated with other duties that the narcissist is putting on you and your work tasks, your schedule, then you may want to consider looking at a different job. But another red flag I would share with you, I thought that this came to mind, if the narcissist is feeling confident that they could throw these tasks on you because they know and you know they can hire another person right after you and replace you right off the bat and say, oh, we're going to let you go because I know that I have a replacement lined up for you that will do that work and you won't. So are you going to do it or are you not? And when you're putting that ultimatum, okay, and you realize, okay, I got to make a choice. Do I satisfy the narcissist or do I get out of here? And I'll tell you this, by getting out of a situation, it is so liberating to get your mind back on track, to let go of that toxic environment, to get your self-esteem back in order. It's all right to be selfish in that regard, if you can do it. Right, of course, if you don't have another opportunity lined up in the moment, a job, okay, and you need to plan it out, then start sooner than later, or otherwise that narcissist will eventually cut you. And him or her, their time frame, it doesn't matter, because they have any time to cut you at any excuse. And so you always have to look out for yourself in that regard. And then for yourself, I would also argue taking down notes, sending emails to yourself through the day, so that way you build up a chain of events of like, okay, these notes, these are provable, I've been sending them to myself, and I have a month's worth of notes to back myself up as far as what the narcissist has been doing, as far as if you need to make a case against them. That's one recommendation I'll share with you. Now, as far as families are concerned, looking into, okay, if the narcissist, their influence is really impacting the kids, and the kids are starting to fall into that trap of like, okay, well, I want this, mom or dad, I want this, and why don't you do this right now today? I mean, wait, why don't we buy this or go to this activity? And when the narcissism starts to influence the mindset of the kids, to me, that's a big red flag, as far as everybody now becoming codependent on what the main narcissist is doing in the household. See, to me, it's like, a major red flag if the children are not growing up to be authentic on their own, because they're now living in fear of what that other narcissist from the top of the hierarchy is doing to everyone else in the family unit. And I think that is a big red flag. And so if you are in a situation like that, find a counselor, an advocate in your area community that can help. Talk with another person, close friend even if you have to, and find a way to talk with that other person in your family that's so significant but is bringing narcissistic tendencies to the kids, because those effects last a long time. And if the narcissist was not going in for therapy or not seeking self-improvement, but they're taking it out on you and the kids, that's also a red flag. That should not be done in any household. I would argue further that if you need to make that separation, consider getting support from your church, religion, faith, whatever you are, your priest, pastor, whoever's there to help you, and talk with them in this situation before making that move. But talking with somebody, especially in this regard, would make a great difference, because you don't want to go in there just saying, oh, I want to cut someone off from my life just right off the bat, because they're going to want to know, okay, well, why do you want to cut somebody off from your life? Don't you love your family and the house and everything happening in the faith? And if you bring up, okay, well, the faith life is also struggling with this other partner. They're really throwing negative ideas to my kids, and I really don't want them to grow up in a toxic environment. To me, that is a valid point, but that is just for me, so I don't know what you consider valid. But if that's something that is, consider that to be one of the strong points to talk with your pastor or priest as well. And then before proceeding with the divorce, just consider, okay, how am I going to help the kids moving forward with their schooling, their teaching, and education, and who to work with in the community as a role model is concerned. What can they do that they can improve over time in the community as well in the faith? See, that's one of the other factors that a narcissist does to you in that environment in the house, as far as, okay, now we got to catch up and find ways to protect ourselves. Now, one other environment I'll share with you with a narcissist kind of spreading their influence is through a cult or even a religious community. And I know I just brought up priests and pastors, but I thought this would be a great topic, kind of segueing this into this video, and I want to do another video actually on this topic as well. But have you noticed in the cult where if you don't follow the demands of that leader and they start to single you out in front of the other community members, don't you think that's a bit of a red flag itself? And I think so, because if you're starting to become the topic of discussion behind the scenes among the other church leaders or the cult members, and they're saying, okay, we got to make sure that this person, this family and community needs to do these duties, or else we're going to just let them go because they're not playing their weight in the situation. We got to let go of them. And it's like, if you realize you're becoming the target in the community, then maybe you want to switch around to another church or community to protect you and your family. Just saying, that's a red flag to consider. I want to do more of a topic on that maybe in a later video, because there's so much more I want to say on that. But if you recognize you are the target in that or any environment, find the ways to take care of yourself, put a boundary with people, and always find a way to continue work if you can to supply and nourish your family. So that is for me, Mike the MC, on Saturday. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care of yourselves and your families. And if you have someone in your family that's a bit narcissistic, talk with that person, talk with the friend, to talk with them even if you can. And just remember, from me to you, you got this, you got this. Don't take abuse, protect you and your kids. And just remember, you are a beautiful person, all beautiful people in the family. So always remember that. So take care, everybody. Stay strong. Have a wonderful day.